This video is going to concern why I shoot and what I shoot. I haven't prepared for it very well. I'm sitting in my storage shed. It's raining outside, or actually my garage. It's raining outside, and wind is blowing real hard, so I closed the garage door, and I'm kind of stuck in here, and very, what's the word I'm looking for? Close quarters, cramped. Anyway, why I shoot? Well, I've been shooting since I was a very young boy. I'm guessing maybe 7 or 8 was the first time I ever shot. My father was in the Army. I'm an Army brat, and he knew the range officer out at the ranges in all the different places that we've lived, mostly Germany and France, and he got me to where I could, got me the opportunity to fire all the small arms that were in the Army arsenal at that time. M1s, 30 caliber carbines, BAR, 30 cal machine gun, 50 cal machine gun. Actually, I even shot a rifle grenade at one time. Now we're talking back in the 50s, early 50s. And then once we got to, we moved to France from Germany, that was in the late 50s, early 60s. Did the same thing there. And then for some reason I kind of got away from it. I just, I had other things going on in my head. Once I got out of high school, I went to university in France. And when I came back to the States, I just didn't have the time. Basically, I didn't have any of my own weapons. I had a 22 caliber rifle way back when, but that was, it was just a little cheap German-made one, single shot. Anyway, then I got into air rifles very heavily. I still have one, and I got an air pistol. I don't shoot those anymore because they're essentially illegal here in Las Vegas. When I was in Henderson, you could shoot them as long as you were on private property. But here in Las Vegas, you can't even shoot them on private property. So, anyway, I was in Saudi Arabia for a long time, over 20 years, and there we shot air rifles. We weren't allowed to own a regular gun, but being an expat, but we, they had no problem with air rifles, and so I got away from all that stuff. I had no regular firearms for a number of years, and but I was always proficient at what I did. Now, I got back into it about 10 years ago. I had a stroke, and it was I wouldn't say it was mild, but it wasn't a really bad one. But it did affect my hearing, my memory, and my left side. And I'm left-handed, so when I eat and write, I'm semi-ambidextrous, so I can shoot with either hand. But anyway, I got back into shooting because after my stroke, and I got pretty much recovered, but my head still is a little messed up as far as being able to concentrate. My mind tends to wander. I forget things pretty easily, so I took up shooting again. Spent a bunch of money on guns, but I'm sticking to the small caliber. Anything under 30, anything under actually 270. I don't shoot 270. I have a 22 long rifle, a 22 mag, a 204, and a 25-06, and I'll show those to you a little bit later. Anyway, the reason, when you're shooting, and especially for me as a precision shooter, you have to concentrate, and you have to control your breathing, all the different things that are involved in concentration, attention to detail, all those things, and that helps. I mean, I shoot 2-3 times a week. I've done some videos, as you probably already seen, and but I don't necessarily shoot videos every time I go out. It's just, it can be a pain in the butt, and then I've got to do all of the editing and that. Besides that, it's kind of boring to sit there and watch somebody just shoot. Unless I have a reason for it, I don't do it. In fact, what I'm going to do here in the near future is do a video on 22 Magnum ammunition. I've got like 10 or 12 different makes, or different makes of ammunition that I'll evaluate after I get them weighed out and the rims mic'd and all that. Anyway, so to go on further a little bit, I have done some competition shooting. In fact, I just came back from one in Arizona where I shot the 22 long rifle at 50 yards, 22 mag at 100 yards, and 204, which was kind of grouped in with a bunch of other stuff, different calibers, at 300 yards. And I did actually, for me, I did pretty well. There were, what, I forget exactly, 83 people involved in it, and I finished 4th in the 22 caliber, or 22 long rifle. I finished 6th in the 22 mag, and I finished 2nd in the 300 yards. So anyway, let's just leave it at that. I'm going to pull out the rifles one at a time, show them to you, so you know what I shoot, and we'll go from there. And I'm going to show you the 25-06, which is my pride and joy. Okay? I'm going to take the camera off, and we'll go back. I'll get them up, and we'll get ready to go. Okay, this is a 22 long rifle, Ruger precision rifle. It's has a Caldwell bipod and a vortex scope. The vortex scope is, I don't know if you can read that or not. Anyway, it's a 4x18. I put a lot of rounds through this. It's actually quite a good, and actually what it shoots best, what it likes best is the suppressor ammunition. The American Eagle, I think it is, or Federal, I forget which now. I think it's American Eagle suppressor. Anyway, and now I have the same thing in the mag, and it's got a different scope on it. I'll pull that one up and show it to you. All right, this is the 22 Magnum. Same thing like I said before, it's a Ruger RPR. The scope on this is a Firefield, because at the time being it was all I could afford. You can tell that it's sitting up pretty high. And it's an 8x32. And it's actually a pretty decent scope. I was surprised. I mean, even at that it was still like, what, I don't remember anymore. I bought it so long ago. Anyway, it's got the same Caldwell bipod on it. I like the way this one shoots, and you know, I've shot a couple of ammos with it, and it doesn't seem to make any difference. It seems like it'll eat just about anything you throw in it. So that's it. Anyway, let's go on from there. Okay, this is the Savage Model 12 204. It's a beast. It's a heavy sucker. The vortex scope on this is a 4x24. I really like this rifle. This thing shoots real well. And you can see that it has an AccuTrigger. I can't remember what brand of bipod is on it. It doesn't really much matter. But you can tell that it's got the heavy barrel. And my little, I did the stock some time back. I'll brag about that a little bit. And I've had a lot of compliments on it, and it's something that I do for other people from now and then. Now when I shoot this, I don't use the magazine. It's got a box magazine, but I don't use it. I shoot one at a time, manual loading it, eject one, put another one in, close the bolt and shoot. Single shot. That's the way I use it. That way it makes me concentrate and pay attention to details and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's go on to my pride and joy. This is my Browning Model 78 falling block. This thing is in immaculate condition still. I take very good care of this rifle. The scope is a Vortex 6x24 Viper. I guess this rifle has got no marks, no scratches. This thing looks like it's almost brand new, and because actually it is. I don't think there's been 100 rounds fired through this rifle in total. It was built in 1974. My estimate would be that this rifle is probably worth somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000, including the scope. The scope was what, $800. So yeah, it's in really nice shape, and I take very good care of it, and I'm very proud of it. And it's probably most of you would be if you had one, because in this kind of condition, you just don't see them. Anyway, that's it. I hope this was interesting to some of you. If not, I'm sorry. But I just wanted to let people know why I shoot and what I shoot. And a little bit later on, I'll take this one out and do a little video on shooting it. Okay? Till then, we'll see you later. Subscribe. Make an old man happy. Bye-bye. This is a little bit of an addendum. Since I did the original video, I picked up another rifle. It's a 223 VTR with a really nice case, aircraft aluminum case. It probably, well, from what I understand, what I can figure out, is about a $300 case. And I picked it up at an estate sale for $250 for the whole thing, and I'll show it to you now. This is the case. It's like I say, it's a really high quality case. It's watertight, the whole 9 yards. Let's open her up. And there's the rifle. Came with a vortex scope on it. It's even got a place for the bolt, as you can see. And it's a very nice case. The scope on it is not quite what I want, but it came with it, so I'm just going to try it out for a while and see how it works. It's actually a 3 to 12. It's not quite as much glass as I'd like to have, but that's what it is. And the thing looks virtually brand new. I don't think it's hardly even been shot at all. So anyway, who knows the story behind it? I don't intend to try to find out. Anyway, that's it.